So welcome back, Salim.
Thanks, Adi.
Uh, when you start a session,
Yeah.
you could maybe give different examples and add a song and a background score. How does that thing start? I mean, how does a meeting start? How does a brief begin? And how do you think about the approach to that project?
Yeah, if I take a brief, let's say there's a song for a wedding which we have to do. So now it's very typical to have those elements of a hook and some doles and some this and some that, and so I of course take the brief and I take everything, whatever's, I listen to people and whoever the client is, or the director or advertising or whatever, and then I process it my way. I realized that, if you are doing the music, it should have your personality. If you don't have your personality, then it could be anybody. Why would they come to you? So if you have to throw in your personality, not because you are so XYZ person and you have to, but it'll be fun for you. If you make it your own, then you'll have fun while making it. However typical the situation is.
But there are client requirements also, right? Or no?
Client requirements you're giving them, no? You're giving them that song, you're giving them that, you know. Now, let's say, for instance, you have a song which is based in Punjab and it's a very typical dhol, baja kind of a song. Okay, it happens to every second person every third day. Now, either you have fun with the dhol pattern. For instance, we did this song with Sukhwinder, sing for Coke Studio.
Right.
Now that Peer Manavan Chalya. Now the pattern could have been but instead we just twisted it to tak 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 ginag tak 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 ginag tak tak. So stuff like, I mean, just changing the chand of it, changing the style of it, changing the beat of it. We have the dhol, but mix it with guitars, mix it with, just like really like, massive synths, which has a really like subtonal quality, and approach it in a really modern way, a way that you love, or go completely reverse, or go completely folk. Don't add any effects, and record and just present it the very raw version of what it would sound like. Like if you go in my lobby, there's a lot of reverb in my lobby. For Chak Day, we wanted that dhol sound which had that stadium sound. Now, I could not go to a stadium and record. So what I did was I called Aslam Bhai and his Kachi Dholis. We got them outside and we took our room mics outside and we recorded it outside. Now, this idea had got when I was recording, mixing our Bhumi album, which was a folk album we did at Peter Gabriel's studio in the year 1998. When we were doing that, and there was a sound which he had created for his OVO album, where he had called these dholis, the Dhol Foundation, and made them stand on a staircase. It was a metal staircase, and he had mic'd the staircase in such a way and made them. It had a very reverberated kind of sound, And I got the idea from there. I was like, wow, yeah, it'd be nice to record this crazy reverb of this dhol. So like a very big sounding sound with a lot of reverb, which is there in the acoustics, not by adding some processor. This reverb is natural reverb. It's not a processed reverb, so it's not any IR reverb. It's real. And it just sounded different. So like, presented like that, try to bring out a different sound. So what I'm trying to say is like any idea which is very common for you, very common for the client and for you, and it's not exciting you. One would think, हाँ चलो यार Bollywood grooves का एक loop लेके आते हैं, लगा देते हैं, let's just do it. And that's easy. Every third person has that groove. I mean, not third person, everybody has that groove. And yeah, I'm sure you like that. And and that's it, your song is done. But, like they say, no pain, no gain. if you
Number 9.
9, if you don't work hard, you'll never achieve, success.
But then there's a time limit also, no? Because you have your own studio,
Bro,
but I am as a composer in some rented studio, and he'll say, "Bhai, jaldi khatam kar."
if there's a will, there's a way. That's quote number 10. Please don't, if you cannot, you have that time नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. अरे कुछ नहीं है यार. आधा टाइम तुम इंस्टाग्राम पे रहते हो, फोन पे रहते हो और ये सब नाटकबाजी करते हो. प्लीज जस्ट गेट टू वर्क एंड लेट्स गेट गोइंग. चलो माइक्रोफोन निकालो, खत्म, चालू करो, बुलाओ म्यूजिशियन को, लेट्स डू इट. यू कैन डू इट मैन.
But then budget constraints के बॉस खर्चा नहीं है लाइव के लिए, तू लूप ही यूज कर, तू यही कर. Those situations also are real.
अरे यार तुम तो ये सब जगह पे रुकावट डाल रहे हो यार. एक प्रोजेक्ट में कम पैसा मिला तो क्या नहीं, तो मर जाओगे क्या, भूखे मर जाओगे. खुशी जो मिलती है उसका कोई प्राइस तो होता है कि नहीं. The happiness and this thing you'll get, the satisfaction you'll get in doing a project, that has no price. That's priceless.
Quote number 11.
That was not a quote.
Saying you.
It was a converse saying. No, it's a bad one. Cut that.
So these things like handling clients and all, you of course have learned over the years. शुरू में अपने को भी tension होता था,
Yeah.
जल्दी करिए.
हाँ,
But
things you learn and you grow, man, from there. Simple.
so experimenting is required in every song, or just being different is required in every project? Is
See,
that-
it's like, I'm not saying you should do it in every project. You should do it where you feel that there is a need to. I'm saying everything you do, if you don't put in your own personality in it, it's no point. Yeah. अभी चलो ठीक है यार, ये तो करना पड़ता है. This attitude ना is not going to make you happy. ये करना पड़ता है vibe में भी कुछ अगर आप अपना, if you bring in some love and some personality to it, you will be happy.
That's true.
And the project will work out better and the client will be happy too. So it's a win-win situation. You can straight away say, अरे यार, it's such a done to death idea, चलो यार करते यार, बजाओ, खत्म करो. That will make you unhappy. The client, he'll be like, oh, it's just sounding normal. And it's a lose situation for everyone. But if you throw in a little bit of your love and some ideas, if you stop your brain from thinking right from the beginning, how the hell are you going to, proceed ahead?
Since it's a creative industry or creative job, every job is
Music is an art. It's very important to understand that it's not a business, it's an art. Please, you're here, you are blessed if you're a musician. Not everybody is. God has given you something very, very special. Use it.
So one more song that I'd like to kind of touch upon is Ye Honsla from Door.
Yeah.
I was there during that recording, so
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was installing Vienna.
Vienna, yeah.
We go a long way back. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that melody is become like an anthem for reality TV.
Anthem Sanskar.
For reality TV.
Yeah.
Whenever there's कोई Indian Idol में से out होता है तो वो गाना वो बजता है धुन and all.
Okay.
So how, when you were kind of composing the song, how did you kind of approach it? How did you, design it? Throw a little light on.
My God, this is a long story. So, actually, the song was. एक तरफ तेरी धड़कन थी, something है तेरी दूजी ओर, मौला मेरे टूटे ना ये डोर. That was the song. Okay. मौला मेरे टूटे ना ये डोर. It was from the movie Door, right?
Yeah.
एक तरफ तेरी. So that was a composition which we had made.
Okay.
And Nagesh Kuknur heard it and he was like, it's too sad, yeah. I'm saying, hey, it's not sad, yeah, it's nice.
Or was the situation sad?
It wasn't sad. She was going, this lady, Gulpanag, was going to find this other girl, Aisha Takia, because only through her that she could save her husband. That was the story. I mean, that was the situation. So it's a travel song. So it wasn't a sad thing, but this wasn't a sad song. मौला मेरे टूटे ना ये डोर, मौला मेरे टूटे ना ये. अगर ये करता तो sad हो जाता था, but it wasn't like that. Anyway, so he didn't like the song. So I'm like, okay, fine. I kept the song aside. And you know where this song actually went through finally.
Yeah.
But so then, and because the song was in 7 beats, the lyricist had given me a lyric that, no, I had no, sorry, I had made the tune, and we had written lyrics like roke hawa, roke ghata, roke zameen aasmaan, something something ऐसा कुछ था. So he liked the song. He's like, धुन में कुछ बात है, tune is nice, it's very sweet, yeah. And we put it to a 7 ka meter, you know. ऐसा कुछ था. So then he said कि यार ये गाना तो बहुत अच्छा है, but रोके हवा रोके घटा is. I said no, these are my lyrics. You please let's get it written really well. So the lyricist Mir Ali Hussain came and he wrote, ये सर हौसलों से कैसे झुके, ये दिल आरज़ू से कैसे रुके. So it was ये सर हौसलों से कैसे झुके, ये दिल आरज़ू से कैसे रुके. It was good, but बहुत ज़्यादा words नहीं है क्या. I said इसको ये हौसला कैसे कर दे, तो ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू कैसे. So I just started singing. ये हौसला कैसे झुके, ये आरज़ू. Made sense. That I was like, okay, song has something. And then Suleiman started, putting a beat. And I was like, wow, it's a good bounce, and Shafqat was in town those days, and he had just sung Mitwa, and I really liked his voice. And I had liked his voice right from that time when he had done that fusion, uska jo group tha, he had done one. खमाज करके गाना था उसका. I really liked that. So we called him, and he checked the scale and everything, and he started singing, and I was like, wow, okay, this is sounding nice. That's how it is.
I think
It was a very last minute collaborative effort. Like Nagesh didn't like the song which I made for Door, which then went to Chak, and then immediately I came up with this song, and then the lyricist came up with this line, and so it was again people's energies.
So your melodies end up becoming very Sufi, very soulful.
It's not a good thing, no?
No, I mean that's how it is.
ऐसा मत बोले यार. We've done not only just that. We've done songs like Chak De, and we've done songs like Aja Nachle, and then we've done like Evi Evi Lud Gaya, and then
Chance Pe Dance and whatnot.
And then Fashion Ka Jalwa, and it's Dance Pe Chance, by the way. And it doesn't matter. And lots of songs which have a kind of a funky beat, and Kurban Hua. Yeah.
So, is it that you have a bank with you, and then
No. I hate creating songs and putting it in a bank. I make it for the situation and for the film. I never ever compose a song and just keep it. If I compose a song, and then if I'm not working on a movie at that time, then I just release it as a single. As you know, we've done a lot of singles.
Yes.
Yeah.
So does the composition happen when the brief is given to you, or you take 2 days, के 2 दिन बाद मिलते हैं, or I'll take a walk around the beach and then
Yeah, beach and all, are you mad? No way. I just start.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm lucky that I get a tune, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
But I'm blessed and cursed with this whole thing about if I'm working on a song, then sometimes I'm blessed that I get it very fast, sometimes I'm cursed that I don't get it. But I'm blessed that I always work towards getting a good song, and I think of like several tunes before I lock into one. But sometimes I lock into one and I feel, "Arey yaar, isme kuch baat hai. This is nice." Like when I composed Shukrana La, it was like Shukrana La. When I sang that part itself, I felt like, "Arey isme kuch power hai yaar. Kuch baat hai isme." और तुझ में रब दिखता है आराम है। I felt like यार इसमें एक दर्द है, there's some power in this, and I knew it that it's special, and the tune by itself on the piano should sound amazing, or on a guitar or whatever, or a harmonium, and then it can only get better. But if you start playing chords and you start putting a beat and producing it and so I think as a composer I would always say that, first feel the DNA of the tune. Let's break it down to just the tune and sing it and feel it that इसमें कुछ दम है. It's got some power, it has some meat. Only then proceed ahead to produce it and program it and whatnot. But if your tune doesn't have the love and the euphoria, then how much ever you dress it up, it'll still lack that real power.
Right. So selection of patches, for example, in Dance Pe Chance.
Yeah. Dance Pe Chance was
So how does that happen? I mean, how do you select you have a lot of material.
I like to have fun with my plugins, and I like to kind of like look at what I have, and okay, I try
how
to
do you lock it down?
I try to first just have fun with the Logic plugins which I have already, which are native Logic plugins, and but one of my favorites since till now is Omnisphere. It's just something that blows me. It's got so much like personality, and there are so many more synths like Spire and like so many new things. Like the Rolly is really amazing. And, it has some really cool stuff. You can do some amazing stuff and whatever. But something about the Omnisphere, man, it just has a great personality. And whatever Spectrasonics makes, it has something. Even the keyscape is beautiful.
It is.
And so yeah, Trilogy and RMX of course. But yeah, Omnisphere is like, so yeah, anything I do with Omnisphere in a song, it makes it sound good. I used a lot of, at that time there was no Omnisphere, it was Atmosphere.
That's true.
While I was working on Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi. So I used a lot of that, especially on Dance Pe Chance.
I'll make sure Eric Persing knows your
Oh, he's
taste.
my God. He's my God. He's very amazing, incredible, sonic maestro.
So speaking of these foreign artists, people from outside India, who do you follow? What do you listen to when you're traveling?
I listen to everyone. I've been listening to Bruno Mars lately. I've been listening to a band called Dirty Loops. Fantastic band. Whoa. I listen to everyone. I listen to Ariana Grande. I listen to Coldplay. I listen to John Mayer. I listen to everyone. I listen to Chick Corea. I've been listening to so many different artists. And then I'll throw in a Ghulam Ali in between. And then I'll throw in a Mehdi Hasan Saab in between. And I've been listening to a lot of Bade Ghulam Ali Khan these days.
Okay.
And I've been really fascinated with all the amazing thumris he did back then. And everybody's been doing it now. So many years. Yaad Piya Ki and all this. And
so when you do listen to these people,
Yeah.
or these bands, or
Yeah,
these songs,
yeah.
what is it that works in your mind? How do you break down the song, or do you just kind of enjoy it, or do you
yeah, I listen to it and it stays with me. The aura of
Or do you
this
kind of try to-
music.
deconstruct it? कि bass line कैसे चल रहा है, drum कैसे चल रहा है, melody कहाँ है? Do you
I deconstruct it, yes.
immediately, or when
No.
you listen to it
I
again?
first listen to any song or I watch anything first as a viewer, as a listener. I first listen as an audience. then it attracts me, and then I get into the DNA of it. I start breaking it down, and I start listening to it more and more and more and more, and then if it fascinates me more, then I start YouTubing it. I like figuring out like what's going on.
Okay.
You know.
So the first thing that hits you is the melody or the bass or drums or...
The song by itself, I can't break it down. Like I said, I first listen to it as a listener, as a common man.
Right.
And if it touches me, it fascinates me, then I start breaking it down.
What is the advice that you'd like to give these? There are a lot of young music producers who've come in. There are a lot of young singers who've come in now that you're on.
Who am I to give advice here? I'd like some advice from some younger people. I'm nobody to give advice to anybody. I'm also learning, just like everyone is.
But anything that you would like to tell them, that spend your energy in doing this and not that kind of...
I mean, there are lots of things I want to say. I think music is 50% listening and 50% learning. If you've learned a lot of music, then please listen to some music as well, because you can learn a lot from there. If you've listened to a lot of music, then learn some music as well, because you can learn a lot from just learning theory and learning some instrument. I see a lot of programmers who would like kind of use chord changes, especially while programming and stuff like that, not to the fullest of their capabilities. I mean, even if you're doing like stuff like, let's say you're doing like, I mean, like a simple progression. It's like a C minor with a G sharp major, like a F minor, and then if I go to B flat, instead of B flat, I'm just playing B flat 11th. So of course, these are like complicated, not so complicated. I'm just playing B flat, bass, and G sharp here, but the sound is really nice. So the sound is nice. It's a very international. It's a very big sound. It's a very jazz sound. Playing 11s instead of just playing a B flat 7th or a pure B flat or a B flat 9th. Play a B flat 11th. Stuff like that, like small things like that. I just put a little accidental chord here in between. Things like that. I mean, this is a very simple progression, but just adding some imagination to your changes brings a lot of color to your music. I mean, this can be a little more elaborate at some other time, but so what I'm trying to say is, like, if you know music, put it in your programming. Like, don't hold up. अरे नहीं यार, वो क्लाइंट को नहीं पसंद आएगा, वो गाना बहुत हिंदी गाना है यार, उसमें कहाँ ये सब चेंजेस डालेंगे. ये एटीट्यूड से यू विल नेवर गो एनीवेयर.
सब कलाकारी एक ही गाने में दिखाना?
नहीं, आई एम नॉट सेइंग एक ही गाने में बताना, बट एटलीस्ट ब्रिंग आउट व्हाट यू हैव, व्हाट यू हैव लर्नड. If you don't throw in few things like that, you'll never be able to move anywhere. So whatever music you've learned, I'm just saying, apply it in your day-to-day life. This was such a simple progression. It's like a very, very simple. It's like a student progression, but just adding some color to that, and would just kind of make it sound interesting to this, the song. You may think, the musicians may say that, but the melody is so simple and it's so desi that there is no scope for it. Don't have that attitude. Try to throw in some color of what you know, and that desiness will suddenly become very desi cool.
On that note, saying goodbye to a cool producer, composer, singer.
Thank you, man. I had a great time.
Thank you so much for...
I had a great time, Adi.
Sharing so much. I'm sure these 3 parts will...
3 parts over?
Yeah,
oh my God.
5 बाद में कर लेंगे.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Adi. It's fantastic. It's always great to catch up and speak about music.
Great. Thanks so much.